Segment sponsored by A&D Automotive Group, located in Dothan and Enterprise.
Well, good evening, folks. Well, as Scott just told us, the oppressive heat is more than an inconvenience. Super high humidity placing the heat index into the triple digits. Geneva High School football coach Les Sanders says he and his staff are very cautious during the current heat wave. Whether it's the players in the weight room or running wind sprints, the coaching staff keeps a keen eye on anyone who exhibits symptoms of heat stroke. You know, they stop sweating, they turn pale, and start getting chills, even though it's extremely hot.
You know, you look at all the signs, you know, they stop sweating, you know, they get kind of pale and red back and forth, and they just kind of wobbly on their feet. But we have an emergency action plan just like every school does. If somebody, you know, something does happen, every coach has a responsibility to hopefully we can prevent that. That's the main thing, is to prevent it.
Now at this time, the Geneva Panthers are training 3 days a week. Coach Sanders says conditioning is an integral part of the fall football season. And this week, Enterprise High School released its 2018 football season schedule. Wildcat fans and students will have a number of big matchups to look forward to. EHS kicks off the season on the road against rival Dothan High at Ripview Stadium on Friday, August 24th. But here is what I call murderous row. The Wildcats hit the road for a grueling 3-game road stretch, starting with area foe Prattville on September 21st. That game is followed up by rival Northview on September 28th, and it's capped off with area foe Central Phoenix City on October 5th. In addition, EHS will play the likes of Mobile's Theodore and Montgomery powerhouse R.E. Lee. In addition, the New Brockton Gamecocks, well, they have released their upcoming football campaign under their head coach, Justin Jones. New Brockton also gets their season underway on the road on August 24th. It'll be a trip to Dothan to take on Providence Christian. Early in the season, though, the Gamecocks host 3 consecutive home games. This is a tough one. Starting with Goshen on September 21st, that to be followed by Cottonwood on September 28th, and closing out with Calhoun on October 5th. Another interesting contest will be at home on August 31st when New Brockton hosts perennial 1A powerhouse, the Brantley Bulldogs from Crenshaw County. In less than an hour, the 2018 NBA draft gets underway in New York City. One of the top picks is expected to be University of Alabama point guard Colin Sexton. He is leaving the capstone after only 1 season, but he had already left his lasting mark on the Tide's record books. He helped the Tide reach the NCAA tournament for the first time in 6 years. Now at 10 o'clock, we'll have an update on which pro team chooses Mr. Sexton. The College World Series continues at Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska. Now on Wednesday night, Oregon State and North Carolina facing off with the Oregon State Beavers up 8-6. Tyler Malone at the plate here with a runner on. Malone here hits a 2-run dinger to right field. The Beavers over the Tar Heels 11-6. And tonight, Florida takes on Texas Tech in Omaha. The loser goes back home in the double elimination tournament. And an interesting sidebar to the Oregon State-North Carolina game, folks. We have a fan taking a very long nap. Now, his partner in crime is on the cell phone letting him sleep. A reporter from ESPN, there you see her, she even comes out trying to talk to him, and then finally an usher comes in to check on him in the top of the 3rd inning. Everything seemed just fine. The fella says it's been a tough week. I can relate to that. And he was sawing some logs in Omaha's high humidity. And tonight, we end the sportscast on a sad and personal note. Hall of Fame golfer Hubert Green passed away following a long battle with throat cancer. The Birmingham native was best known for winning the 1977 U.S. Open and the PGA 1985 championship in a career that included 19 tour victories. In fact, back in the early 1980s, I was working for a Panama City television station. We ran a weekly segment on the golf tips from UB Green. He was living at Bay Point on Panama City Beach at that time. Hubert Green dead at 71 years old. And Ben, it seems like only yesterday doing those segments with UB, but it was nearly 37 years ago. He was a real class act, though. And in fact, a lot of people don't know this, he played collegiate basketball for Hall of Fame coach Hugh Durham at Florida State in the 1960s.
There you go. That is an interesting fact. Mike, I know he's a friend, too, and I'm sorry for your loss tonight. He's also a member of the Hall of Sports Alabama Sports Hall of Fame
Yeah.
as well.
In fact, I saw him just last month. It was kind of ironic. He looked okay.
Sad loss. Mike, thank you so much. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.